Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ashwin.
Yes, sir. Sir, time is 10:30. Shall we start?
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah, more than 200 participants have joined.
Very good.
Parag, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, good morning,
Yes, sir.
one and all. Good morning, one and all present here. I, Dr. Ashwin Dobaria, Associate Professor, Faculty of Computer Application Department, Marwadi University, and the Chairman of CSI Rajkot Chapter. I heartily welcome to Dr. R. Sridharan, sir, Dean, Faculty of Computer Application, and immediate past Chairman, CSI Rajkot Chapter. I also heartily welcome to our today's expert, Dr. Parag Shukla, and all my colleagues and all the participants. On behalf of CSI Rajkot Chapter, once again, I heartily welcome to all of you. And now, without wasting a time, I would like to invite our respected Dean, sir, Sridharan, sir, say a few words on this technical session. Please, sir.
Good morning, my dear participants and delegates of CSI. And this season is going very fine. And all our CSI sections are very tight packed, and we are getting a wonderful response from participants. That this is a great honor for the Computer Society of India Rajkot Chapter. And I just wanted to paste something about CSI details, but wrongly some other personal content has come in the chat window. I'm sorry for the same. Actually, I wanted to tell about the official ID of CSI, csi.rajkot.official@gmail.com. Dr. Ashwin Dobaria is the current chairman, and I was a past chairman as well as founder chairman. There are excellent educationists and industrial people are available in this association. Those who want to get membership of Computer Society of India, please write to Dr. Ashwin Dobaria in their official ID I said, csi.rajkot.official@gmail.com. And at the end, I request Ashwin Dobaria sir to share his contact number also. So there are various types of membership available. Individual membership for 1 year, individual membership for 2 years, and life membership are available. If you are working for a company, and you can attach your company with the CSI to make it as an institutional member. If you are working in a department, educational department, maybe MCA, engineering, and so on, you can attach the whole department with CSI to form a student branch over there. All these things have got a great amount of weightage in the accreditation process and so on. Plus, we can be proud to be associated with one of the largest professional body, Computer Society of India, where annual conclave will be conducted at some places. We can represent the chapter and we can go participate. Wherever you go, even unknown city you go, land up like Nasik or Kanpur or anywhere, there you can get connected with CSI people. Everywhere there is a CSI is well established. Today's session, the resource person is Dr. Parag Shukla, the well-known personality of Rajkot City, is a professor and head, associate professor and head of Atmiya University, Department of Computer Applications. I have heard about his knowledge in this mobile programming, particularly Kotlin, and I'm also equally excited to listen to this session. And I wishing all the best to Dr. Parag Shukla, and also all the best to the participants. Thank you. Wish you excellent learning with CSI. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your encouraged speech. Now, before we start this session, I would like to just introduce our today's experts, Dr. Parag Shukla. He has completed his PhD in computer science in year 2018, and sir is having more than 13 years of experience in a teaching as well as in industry. Sir has also completed a Oracle Certified Associate, Oracle Certified Professional, Microsoft Certified Professional, IBM Red Certified Developer, IBM DB2 Certified Associate, and he has also published more than 20 research papers in a national and international journal. So now, without wasting a time, I would like to invite Parag sir to start your session. Over to you, sir. One more thing announced to all the participants that at the end of session, we will have a 10 to 15 minute question answer session. So if you have any questions, so you can type in a chat or raise your hand. We'll unmute and we'll discuss the question answer session at the end. And I will also share the link for a feedback. That is again important. Actually, I already share in a mail itself, but link will activate it at the end of session. So thank you everyone. Now over to you, Parag sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, I hope my voice is audible to you all.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Great. So without wasting a time, students and professors and all the developers and all the people who want to learn the Android, let me start with what Android is. I created hardly 5 to 6 slide of this presentation just to introduce that what Android is. Then after we will do only practical, and that this 2 hours we will do only practical. I will start the application from scratch and then we will build the application. So what is Android? Android is actually an operating system. So you can say that the BlackBerry is also an operating system. WebOS is also there. Symbian is also there. Windows is also there. But the Android is much popular just because it is acquired by the Google. So Google has given the large support to the Android, and that is the reason why it is much popular. These are the versions you can say. So you can say that, for example, Android is started from which version? So first 2 version was alpha and beta. So they have not given any name of this particular version. Thereafter, they have given the cupcake, donut, eclair, froyo, gingerbread, and all this. So you can say that latest version is, that is Android 11. Then after, they have given the name of the suite, and based on the suite, they have announced the different version of the Android. Now let me come to the point. What you will learn today. So you will learn today, and that is the, you can say, I will create one app that is from the scratch. I will create the Node app, that is the color Node app. We can create the memo. So we can create the memo, for example, some text in which we will, I will store important text and description, which must be private to me only, that cannot be accessible by anybody. And for that, I will demonstrate the different concepts like EditText, button, TextView, ListView, SearchView, CardView, OptionMenu, ContextMenu, CustomLayout, AlertDialog, SQLite database, and that is insert, update, delete, search, and select. So you can say that these are the topics that we will discuss today from scratch. So without wasting time, the next slide is thank you slide. So after this, there is no slide is there. Now my task is to finish all this with the perfect application. So let's start with the same. I'm just starting with the Android. So this is my Android Studio. Here, I'm just click on create a new project. So here you can click on, that is empty activity. Then you can click on next. Now what I want to do? I want to create a color Node application. So how we can create that? So that I want to do it using the language Java in Android. So I'm just giving the name over here, that is my color nodes application that I want to create. And the minimum SDK required is Marshmallow, because 84% people are using the Marshmallow. Then you can click on just finish. Then your Android Studio will start, and your Android Studio will set up everything. So which are the things that I want to discuss? First, I want to start with the database. This is my slide. So SQLite database, I will show you how to make insert, update, delete, select, search, as well as I will demonstrate you concept of dialog, we will discuss about the layout, option menu, context menu. So from where we can start? So it is very simple. Let me here move to activity main. So this is my activity main. Here you can just click on source system user interface. So it will look like a mobile. Here you can just simply run this. Let me click on this run button over here. That is not this. Yes. Let me click on that is run button over here. So whenever you click on run, your application will load over here in this emulator. So this is my emulator. Yes, somebody is typing. Your voice cut. Sir, is my voice is cut, sir? Ashwin sir? Ashwin sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. His mic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay. If I'm
Yes,
audible
sir,
properly,
yes.
then it's okay. Good. Thank you very much. So this is
If any query, yes, then I will.
okay, sir. Okay. So this is, you can say that this is my simple application that I just tested. It is working properly or not. Now what I want to do, I want to start with the database. So how we can create the database? It is very simple. Here you can just right click on your package and here you can click on new, and that is you can click on Java class. Now here you can just give the name of your helper class. That is the 3-tier architecture we will follow over here. So I'm just giving my this is class name is that is DB helper, and then you can just press an enter. So it will ask you for the superclass and all this. No need to mention anything. So you can just press enter. So your class will be created. That is DB helper. Now what I want to do? I want to create a class which extends from SQLite open helper just because I want to create a simple database. So whenever you want to create database, here you can just press Alt Enter. So Android Studio will give you suggestion for this, and your Android Studio will give you a suggestion that implements the method. So this SQLite Open Helper is an abstract class which must have the two methods, and that method is on create and on upgrade. So whenever you create any database, at that time, what you want to do? So I want to create some tables. So here you can just use this DB instance, and using this you can create the tables and all these things. One more thing required over here, that is the constructor. So you can just press Alt Enter over here and you can click on create constructor matching from the superclass. That is the SQLite open helper. So I'm just clicking over here and then I'm clicking on OK. Now I just don't want all this just because I will pass this all things statically. So I just want the context in which I want to create the database. So this is my context. Here in name, you can provide the name of your database. So I'm just providing the name of my database is my color nodes is my database. So I'm just writing here my color nodes DB. Is there any factory settings that you want to set? No. So here you can just write null, and this is the first version. So I'm just writing here first version. Whenever you want to change your version, you can write here different version, and whenever you write the different version, your on upgrade will call, and this on create will call only once whenever the instance is loaded. So here I'm just changing this SQLite database and I'm just writing here that is DB. Now here using DB dot execute SQL, you can write the query. So here you can write that is I want to create the table. So I'm just writing here create table my nodes. Now what are the necessary things you required over here? And that I need, that is underscore ID integer. It must be a primary key, that is unique identification, as well as I want that it should be a auto increment. So I don't need to provide any ID, it will be auto increment the value. Then I need the title to store the value. So I'm just writing here title text. Then I need the text that is the description text. So I can write here description, and that is the type is again a text. Then I need on which time my nodes was updated. So I'm just writing here the date that is updated on. And here you can just set default is current date. So what happened in this case? I don't need to pass the ID. It is auto-incremented value. And I don't need to pass the date. Why? Because it is a default date. So I just need to pass some simple text, that is the title and description. For testing, I'm just passing here two records. So I'm just writing here db.execute_SQL. And here you can just insert the data into your table. So I'm writing insert into my notes. Now in which column you want to insert? I want to insert into the two columns. One is the title and another one is the description. What are the values that you want to insert? I want to insert the title, for example, CSI. So CSI is the title. Here your title must be in the single quotation mark. So you can write here that is CSI. It is your title. And here you can write that is Computer Society of India. So this is just a simple note. It says that the CSI belongs to Computer Society of India. It is established in and so on and all these things, that whatever you need, you can pass over here. One more thing, that let me add one more record over here. And here you can just pass the value. For example, I'm just writing that is GSRTC. Then what is GSRTC? So my note says that GSRTC is Gujarat State Road Transport, that is Corporation. So just two notes I just created in my database, that is SQLite database. Now what I want to do? I want to create an instance of this database and I want to access this two records so I can know that this database is created. So how we can do this? So it is very simple. Here in main activity, I did nothing. Now I want to display these two records, that it is created or not. So here you can create the instance of your SQLite database using SQLite database class. So you can write here SQLite database DB. Here you can write the object you can create over here, that is your DB helper. So I'm writing here DB helper class. Now I want to create an instance of helper. So I can write here helper is equal to, and that is a new DB helper. So you can create an instance of DB helper and you can pass here the context. So I'm just passing this current context. So what happened? This helper class constructor will be called and it will create the database, that is my color, not DB. Now I want to check that the database is created, then the table is also should be created and I want to retrieve the data. So how we can retrieve this? So it is very simple. Here you can just write, that is once your helper class instance is created, you can just create the instance of your SQLite database. So you can write here DB is equal to helper dot get readable database. So your readable instance will be passed to your DB instance. Now I want to retrieve the data. So whenever you want to retrieve the data, you need an instance of the cursor. So you can write here cursor record set, that is the result set. So here you can write that is RS is equal to DB dot row query. So here you can just write the query, that is select star from my notes. So this is what my notes. My notes is my table that I created over here in the DB helper. So this is my table, that is here you can say that my notes. So this my notes table in which I want to store the retrieve the data. So here you can write select star from my notes. Now do you want to write any condition? For example, where ID equal to this, or where description equal to this, or where text equal to this? No. So you can write null. It means it will retrieve all the records. So all the records will be there into your RS. Now if RS dot move to next, it means if next is possible, then I want to retrieve the first record. So here you can just write that is how to print the record. So you can write toast over here. So in toast there are three parameters. The one parameter is the context. Second, what you want to print. And the third, that is you can say that is the total length. What is the duration? So I'm just printing here that is good morning. And let me run this. What happened? If the database is created, if the table is there, then it must display the message that is good morning. If good morning is come, then table is created. But I want to retrieve the data. Yes, good morning came over here. You can run this. And here you can, if you see carefully over here, then good morning will come, see here. I run 2 times, but it will create only the records first time. Why? Because I use this in a onCreate function. So whenever you write in a onCreate function, it will be called only once. We want to create table only once. Then after we want to make the manipulation with the data, that is insert, update, delete, and all these things. So instead of this good morning, I want to print the content. So how we can access this? So here you can pass rs.getString. Your index will start from 0, but I want to access the first, that is the CSI, right? Then I just want to write the /n. Then I want to get the rs.getString of, that is the second column, and the second column is the description, and the third column is, that is, you can say, that is get string of 2. So third column is what? Third column is your updated on. So here you can just recompile your application and you will get the message over here. See carefully. See, let me capture this. CSI is printing Computer Society of India. Here I'm getting 1, 1, 2. Instead of this, I need to make here 1, 2, and 3. You can save this and you can recompile your code. So whenever you recompile, your output will be available over here. See, let me capture the screen so you people can get the better idea. See, this is my screen that was displayed. Computer Society of India. This is CSI, right? So this is CSI, Computer Society of India. On which date? That is 1/5/2021. It means that I retrieved the data, but I don't want to retrieve this data in a toast. I want to retrieve this data in a list view over here. So how we can do this? It is very simple. See, once you get the data, now I just need to bind this data into my list view. So how we can do this? So I need to now work on my design. So I'm just moving to this activity main.xml. Here you can just click on split. Now you can simply remove this text view. So I just removed my text view. Now I want the two controls over here. The first for the searching and the second, that is for the list view. So how we can do this? Let me write here, that is search view. So you can just drag and drop your search view over here and your search view will be available over here. But I don't want the search view in a full size. I want just in a top portion. So I'm just resizing the search view over here. Then here you can just click on, that is infer constraint. So here you can just click on that, this button, that is infer constraint. So whenever you click on this infer constraint, this particular search view will be placed in your constraint layout. Once it is done, it will be fixed now. Once it is done, now you can search for another control, that is list view. So here you can just drag and drop this list view and you can put over here. So what happened? This list view also contains the full size. So you can just resize it. Once the resize is done, you can click on infer constraint. So it will be also put over here. You can resize also if it is required. Once it is done, you can just, yes, this is not required. So you can remove this. And here you can resize the value. Let me resize the value over here. Yes. So this is my list view and this is my, what happened in this case. Let me take this two controls for once again. There is some issue. Let me take search view. You can just put here, drag and drop over here. Once it is done, you can resize this. Once resize is done, you can click on infer constraint. So this search view is came. The title is search view only. Then you can search for another control, that is list view. Let me take list view over here and let me put this. Yes, list view is put over here. Now you can resize your list view. So this list view is resized. Now here you can click on infer constraint. So this list view will be put over here. That is the top of this. Yes. So it is put it in the top of this. That is some issue. Yes. So this is my list view and this is my search view, you can say. Let me remove this. And this is my list view. Once these two controls are put, I want the data in this list view. So here you can just write the ID, that is ID @ ID. Here you can give the name, that is list view. So this is my list view and this is my search view. There are two controls I taken in my activity main. Now here in activity main, what we can write? Here you can write the width is, for example, let me set here in SearchView that is 0 dp. And here, let me set the height that is, for example, 73 dp. Yes, it is correct. Now, and margin if it is required, you can give. Once your SearchView and ListView is done, now you can move to your activity main. Now I want to get the data and I want to bind into this ListView. So how we can bind into this ListView? It is very simple, students. Now I don't want the data into toast. I don't want the data into toast. I want the data into my ListView. So how we can get the data into ListView? So for that, you need a class, and that class is known as a simple cursor adapter class. So I'm just declaring here class that is simple cursor adapter. Adapter class has the constructor, and that is simple cursor adapter. Here there are 6 arguments that you need to provide. The first argument, that is, you can say current context. So what is your current context? So my current context is get application context. Then the second argument, that is the layout. So definitely I will show you how to create the custom layout. But right now I want to use the inbuilt layout. So I'm just writing here android.r.layout simple expandable list item 2. It means it will display only 2 items at a time. It cannot display more than 2 items, and it will be fixed layout given by the Android. So I want to print my own. What your data, that is the third argument, that is my result set. The fourth argument, that is the what, in which column you want to display. So which column you want to get. So here you can write, that is the string array. So here you can write new string array, and you can print, I want a title, that is, for example, CSI. And I want the description, that is, you can say the description is Computer Society of India. Then I want the data in which column. So here you can write new integer array, that is your resource. So here in resource you can provide the value, and the value is, that is android.r.id.text1. So in text1 CSI will be displayed, and android.r.id.text2 your Computer Society of India will be displayed. So this is very simple adapter class I created. Now I need to bind this adapter into my ListView. So how we can do this? For that I need to get an instance of ListView. So I'm just writing here ListView LV equal to find view by ID r.id.listview. So your ListView will be find from your activity main.xml. This is the name of your ListView, right? So this ListView will be find. Once it is find, you can just bind your adapter. So you can just call the function set adapter, and you can set your adapter. Now you can simply run this application, and you can check over here what happened. Your data should be displayed, and your data should be displayed over here. Yes, it is there, and that is CSI, Computer Society of India, GSRTC, Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation. It means that I can access the data over here, but I don't want the data in this format. This is the fixed layout. I don't want to use the inbuilt layout. I want to create my own layout. So how we can create our own layout with the CardView? So that will be my next topic. See here, if you look carefully, then I want to cover the CardView over here. And I want to use my own layout, that is the custom layout. So how we can write the CardView and how we can write the custom layout. So let me click on project. Here in resource directory, you can click on layout. And here on layout, you can just right click, new, and you can click on layout resource file. So what you want to do? I want to create my own layout. So I'm just writing, I'm just clicking on that is layout, new resource file. So here you can just give the name of your layout. So it is my layout. What I did, students, I did nothing. See, I use the inbuilt layout over here, that is android.r.layout.simple expandable list item 2. But instead of using this inbuilt layout, I want to use this my own layout. So I'm just moving to this code, And I don't want this layout, that is the constraint layout. I want to create here CardView. So I'm just writing here, that is android.cardview.widget.cardview. Now, if you look carefully, then XML namespace Android is there, but XML namespace app is not there. So here we need to declare XML namespace app is equal to, and here you can pass the path of resource photo. So your XML namespace of application will be passed over here. Now I want to create my own card. So here you can define the parameters of your card. So I can write here, that is app colon card, that is background color. So what is your background color of card? So I'm just writing here, that is has F00, then it will be red. But I don't want my card is background that is red. See here, the card background is red, but I don't want the red. So here you can click on this color. You can choose the color that whatever you want. I want the blue shade, and that is light blue. So as much as the light blue color that I can pick over here, that I want to pick. So I'm just picking the light blue color for my card. So this is my card background color, the same thing available over here as a preview. Now I want to write here, that is the app colon, and that is the card corner radius. So here you can write app colon, that is card corner radius, and you can provide the card corner radius, for example, 25 dp. So if you look carefully over here, then the corner is given over here, that is 25 dp. Let me increase the size. For example, 250 dp. See, my card is changed over here. Suppose if you write here, that is 100 dp, then your card is look like this, that is the round corner. But I don't want to give 100 dp. I want to give here, that is 30 dp is fine. So slide count corner, slide corner radius is given over here. Then I want to give here, that is the compact padding. So I'm just writing here app, and that is compact padding true. So it will be compact padding. See, now your card look, if you look carefully, then the card having the equal space in all the sides, right? That is using, that you can do using the card use compact padding. Now here you can write, that is the content padding. So what is the value of content padding that you want to provide for the content? So for content, I want to give the equal space of 10 dp. So I'm just writing here, that is 10 dp. Now in this card, I want to do what? That is, I want the different layouts. So I'm just taking here, that is the linear layout over here. Here in linear layout, your width can be a match parent. So that will be the full length, and the height is wrap content. So here you can pass this. This is my linear layout. Here in this linear layout, the orientation is vertical. So I'm just creating a one simple card over here. Here also you can give the layout height is wrap content. So you people will get the idea that this is the one card, simple one card. Now here in this layout, I want to put a one text view over here. So you can write here, that is text view. Width is, that is match parent. So here width you can specify, that is match parent, and here you can give the height, that is, for example, wrap content. So here you can just close this. So your text view will be closed, and here you can just give the height, that is wrap content. So one text view is written over here inside this linear layout. Here you can just give the that is the size of your text view. So I'm just writing here, that is the text size. So text size is, for example, 30 sp. So this is my just a, you can set text size. Here you can write the text style, for example, bold. And what is your text? So I'm just writing the simple text, that is text 1. So if you look carefully over here, then the text 1 is displayed over here in this card. So in this text 1, I want the first value, that is the CSI. But I want the another text view, and in which I want the value, that is Computer Society of India. So you can create one more text view over here. So how we can do this? Let me copy this particular text view, and you can paste over here. So that is, you can give the ID over here, that is underscore ID. This is my @+ID TextView number 2. So this is TextView 2, and here you can write the ID, and that is TextView 1. So I taken the 2 TextView over here. The one TextView, that is, you can say text 1, another TextView, that is text 2. If you look carefully here, then I just given here 30 SP and bold. Now I'm writing here that is 25 SP and no need to write the bold. So there are 2 different style is given over here in the text view. Now in this particular text view, I want the data. So this in text view 1, I want the CSI. In the text view 2, I want the Computer Society of India. So how we can do this? It is very simple. See, if you look carefully, students, then this is my layout. You can just put the comment over here, and now you can use your own layout, that is r.layout.mylayout. Now here, instead of using the inbuilt resource identifier, you can use your own. So you can write here new integer array, and here you can mention that is r.id.textview1. So what happened? In my TextView 1, the title will be displayed. In the TextView 2, description will be displayed. And if you run this particular application, now this look will be changed. This look will be changed, and the look will be what? That is the Computer Society of India over here. That is the CSI, and GSRTC, that is Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation. So students, what I did nothing. Instead of using the inbuilt layout, I created my own layout. That is, you can consider it as a custom layout. And in this custom layout, I just use the card corner radius and all these things, and I use the card view. And using this, I just retrieve the value, and that is CSI and GSRTC over here. But I don't want to retrieve only CSI and Computer Society of India. I want the date also. It means it is created on which date? So it is created on today, that is the 1st May 2021. So here I want the date. So if you want the 3rd column, then you need the text view, and that is the another text view it is required over here. So I want a CSI over here, and then at last here I want the date. So what is the date? That is the 1 May 2021, the date on which I created the content. So how we can do this? It is very simple. Here inside this linear layout, you can take one more layout, and that is linear layout. Now here in this layout, you can say width is wrap content, height is the matching with the parent. But this linear layout has orientation is horizontal. So what happened in this case? In first layout that is vertical, I use the another layout that is horizontal. So this text view I will put inside this layout. It will doesn't make any difference, but the difference will be done whenever I take one more text view over here, and that is the text view number, you can say 3. So this is text view number 3. If you look carefully over here in the preview, then 2 text is available over here, text 1 and text 2. Now here you can give the enough spacing, so you have the good look. So here in text view, I can give the width. I can mention the width. For example, 250 SP. So this is the width of that is text view 1. Here in text view 2 also you can give the width. That is, for example, 120 SP. So I created a simple card which contains the 3 values. The first is title, second is the description, and the third one, this is containing the value of date. So this is text view number 3. So where I need to make the changes? Excuse me. So I need to make the changes in my, that is main activity. Here, instead of title and description only, I need the 3rd column also, and that is updated on. From where I'm getting this title, description, and updated on? This is coming from DB helper. This is my column, that is title, description, and updated on. It means that these are the columns that in which I want to from which I want to get the data, and in which I want to display the data. So this is the layout, that is text 1, text 2, and text 3. So in text 3 I want the updated on. So I can write here r.id.textview3. You can save this and you can search for this, and you will get the idea that now I will get the date also. That is the CSI, and I'm getting the date. See here, 2021-5-1, but the format is not looking good. Why? Because I just need to change the size, and that is 25 SP is enough, and it should not be a bold. I want the title only that is bold. Now you can recompile this, and you will get the idea that now it is looking perfectly. Once again, I need to make some changes. So I'm just making here, the length is, for example, let me make it here, length is 130. And let me make it here, length is 240. So I just reduce the length of TextView 1 and I increase the length of the TextView 3. So it will look properly now. And that is a CSI. See here, CSI. 1 May 2021, I written the note, that is Computer Society of India. GSRTC, 1 May 2021, I written the note, that is Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation. But now I don't want to get the data, inbuilt data. I want to create my own data. So how we can create our own data? So I want the button over here in this my, that is, you can say this is written over here, that is my color not app. This is not as known as an action bar. So here in action bar, I want the button that is plus. So whenever you want the button over here, you need to create the menu. So how we can create the menu? But before this, in between, if anybody having the question, then I request to Ashwin sir, they can ask me also in between also. And sir, we want to conduct the question in last 15 minutes or in between? Okay. So I'm just moving ahead, and that I want to do now what? That is, I want to create my own menu. So how we can create the menu? Please see carefully, students. Now I'm moving toward the next topic, and that is OptionMenu and ContextMenu. I covered the ListView, SearchView, and CardView. I covered the EditText and TextView. Button is still remain. Now I want to move towards OptionMenu and ContextMenu. I covered the custom layout also. But now please see carefully why, because this is the wonderful thing that you can create your own menu in OptionMenu and in action bar. So here in resource folder, you can just right click new and you can click on Android resource directory. And here you can take the resource directory, that is a menu directory. And you can just click on OK. So what happened? This menu directory is created over here. Now here you can just right click new and you can click on menu resource file. So what you want? I want my own menu. So I'm writing here my menu and you can click on OK. So in this menu, what you want? Here in my color node app, I want to create my own menu over here, and that is for the plus button. So whenever user click on plus button, I want to add the content into my database. So how we can do this? It is very simple. Here you can write, that is you can include the item over here. Here inside the item, you can write the ID over here. So you can write the ID, Android : ID, and you can mention the ID is, for example, this is my edit not, or you can say this is for the add not. So I want to add the not over here. Now, what is the icon of your add not? So here you can add the icon also. So you can write here, that is the icon, and inside the icon, now how we can specify the icon over here. So it is very simple. It is here you can set the title, icon. Now I want to create my own icon. How we can create the icon? You can just right click on your drawable, new, and you can click on your vector asset. Now here you can search for icon in clip art. Students, it's a wonderful resource provided by the Android. Whatever the icon you want, that you can search over here, and all the icon is available. See all the icons. What kind of icon you want? I want the icon for the adding the value. So I'm just using the add, and I want the add circle over here. So I'm just selecting add circle. So this add circle will be my icon, but I don't want the color black over here. I want the color that is white. So you can write here FFF. So your color white will be there. You can choose this color. So this plus symbol have the white color. And this is the name of this my icon is IC_add_circle, and then you can write the finish. So now here you can give the reference of your icon. So you can write here icon is equal to @drawable IC_add icon. So what is the benefit of this? This icon will be added in the option menu. Here you can write the title. So what is the title of your this? You can say option menu. So this is my add is the title. See here, it is reflected. And where you want to show it. So I want to show it as a show as action always. So if you write here always, then see here plus a symbol is available over here. If you compile your code and if you run this, then you will get the icon over here that is plus, and that is available using the menu. So if you run this, see, it's a wonderful thing. You will be getting here plus a symbol. Yes, but this menu will not be added over here until and unless you bind into on create option menu. So how we can do this on create option menu? So it is very simple. Here in main activity, I can just write what, and that is I can here create the function, and that is on create option menu. So this is my function that is on create option menu. Here in on create option menu, what I want to do, I want to use the menu that I had created over here. So I want this menu in my option menu. So I can just write here that is get menu inflator is the function dot inflator. Inflate is the function in which you can pass r.menu.your menu, and that should be attached to this particular menu. Now you can run this, and now here you will get the symbol, and that is the plus symbol over here. And this is, you can say, that is option menu, and it is clickable. See. So whenever I click on this, I want to add the content into my database. So this is my option menu. It's a wonderful thing. Now, how can I click on this button? Whenever you click on this button, I want to add the content. So for that, you can call the function, and that is on option item selected. So whenever user click on this option, what you want to do? So on option item selected, I just want to print the toast. So I just want to check it is working properly or not. So I'm just writing here, that is a CSI, Computer Society of India. Let me save this and let me run this. So whenever you run this, you will get the idea. See what happened. This is my button, and that is that this button is option menu button. Whenever you click over here, see here, CSI Computer Society of India is displayed. It means what? It means that whenever you click over here, you will get the toast. So whenever user click on this, I want to add the content. So instead of toast, now I don't want to display the toast. I want to create my own activity. So how we can create another activity to add the data? So it is very simple. You can just right click, new, you can click on activity, and here you can click on empty activity. Here you can give the name of your activity, that is, for example, add notes. So whenever user click on the finish, see here, so new activity will be created over here. So now what I want to do? I want to add the content to my this particular database. It means whenever user click on this plus, I want to open this add notes activity over here. So how we can do this? Simple. Here you can write whenever option is selected. It means whenever user click on that plus button, I want to call intent I1 is equal to new intent. Where you are and where you want to go. So I am where I am in my current activity, and where you want to go. So I am at current activity, that is get application context, and where you want to go. I want to go into add notes.class, and you can simply start your activity I1. So what happened? Whenever you compile and run this particular code, you will get the idea what happens. See, whenever user click on this plus button, I want to open the new activity to add the record. So whenever user click on plus, see, new activity is opened over here. but I don't want to open only this activity. I want to add the content. So now I need to work on this activity add notes. So here you can move to your context and you can move to your XML file. What you want, I need the two things. One, that is the title. Second, that is the description. As we all know, ID is the auto increment and my date is also a default. So I want only two things, that is the title and description. So here you can just click on text. You can click on plain text and you can put drag and drop over here. So whenever you put the drag and drop edit text over here, you can just click on infer constraint. So this is my edit text. Let me change the name of this edit text, that is edit text 1. Instead of text, I will just write here, that is the hint property over here. And inside hint, I will write that enter title. So this is my text, edit text 1. I need another edit text and that is for the description. So I'm just simply copying paste over here. You can just click on infer constraint. Now here you can just rename this as edit text 2. So this is my edit text number 2. Now what you want to do? Instead of this text, you can write the hint. And here instead of name, you can write the enter description. But as we all know, description must have the number of lines. So instead of this text person name, input type you can set that is the multi-line. So here you can set the text multi-line. And here you can set the number of lines. For example, 10, then this description will contain the 10 lines, right? Once it is done, you can take the button over here and you can move, drag and drop one button from here. So once your button is coming to this, you can just put here and you can click on infer constraint. Now, whenever user click on this button, I want to add the data into my database. So this is add. So whenever user click on add, I want to create the new notes. So how we can do this? It is very simple. The same task that we did in a main activity, the same you can do over here. So whenever you want to add the content, you can just write over here, and that is you can just create the instance, and that is instance of SQLite database and your instance of that is cursor and DB helper. So I'm just creating instance of SQLite database DB. I'm creating an instance of that is DB helper, and I need that is a cursor. So I'm just writing here a cursor RS. Now I'm just creating an instance of edit text. So you can create the instance of edit text E1 and E2. Now whatever user has entered into this edit text 1 and 2 that I want to insert into my table, right? So here you can just create an instance that is helper is equal to new DB helper, and you can pass the context that is get application context. Now here you can just create an instance. So instance of what? So you can write here that is DB is equal to helper dot. Now I want to write the data. So I'm writing here get writable database. Now once this instance is created, you can create an instance of button. So you can write button B1 equal to find view by ID r.id dot button. Whenever user click on this button, what you want to do? So here you can just implement the view dot on click listener. So whenever user click on this button, I want to insert the data. So I'm just creating an instance of that is content values CV equal to new content values. And here you can just put the data that is CV dot put. Inside the title, I want to get the data from E1 and that I want to insert into that is title. CV dot put, I want to get the data from the description and that I want to insert into E2 that I want to get from the E2 dot get text dot to string. And now here you can just write the DB dot insert in which table? The table is my notes. And here you can just refer your table that is DB helper dot Java. The table is my notes. So here in my notes, I want to insert the data. Is there any null column hack? No. So it is simple null. and you can pass the instance of CV, that is the content values. Now you can just simply compile this. But what happened in this case? Whenever you compile and run, whenever the record is inserted, user will not get the message that the record inserted successfully. Let me click on plus. See, it is asking me for the title and description. Whenever I insert the title and description, for example, if I am writing here, the message is, for example, this is just a simple Java points to remember. So this is my note, that is Java points to remember. Now, what are the points to remember in Java? So you can say that every class has at least one constructor. What is the another point? The another point is every class has a one super class, and that is object class. So this is the point to remember. You can click on add, but what happened? Whenever you click on add, see, the record is inserted or not. How can I check this? Whenever you recompile your application and whenever you run this, you will get the idea what happened to your content. The record is not inserted over here. What is the reason? See, what I did, I created an instance of SQLite database. Then I just created an instance of helper. I just created an instance of DB. I get the value from EditText, that is even.getText.toString. And here, whatever the content I retrieve, that I just call the function that is db.insert. This is my notes is my table. So this is my notes is my table. Yes, it is correct. And I want to insert into the title, that is title, description description. Is this the same that I used? Title description, description. Yes, it is correct. Even.text and e2.text, but I doesn't get the value from even and e2. So what I need to do? Simple. Even is equal to find view by id r.id.editText1. So from EditText1 you will get the data, and EditText2 you will get the data. Once you get the data, then you can access this. So first I just initialize this object, that is even and e2. Now I want to run this. So whenever you click on plus and whenever you provide the title, for example, again I'm writing the Java points. Now I'm writing only one point, and that is each Java class has at least one constructor. So this is my point to remember. You can say it is my personal note, and I can click on add. But what happened? The record is inserted. Let me click double time. Record is inserted, but there is no effect over here. If you move back, then you will not get the data. But if you rerun this, then you will get the data. If you rerun this, then you will get the data, and that is 2 times. See, Java points, Java points. So why I'm getting 2 times? Because I click on add buttons 2 times, and that is the reason why I'm getting 2 times value over here. So whenever record is inserted successfully, you can just use the alert dialog and you can give the message to the user that the record is inserted successfully. So how we can do this? You can create an instance of alert dialog dot builder edit is equal to new alert dialog dot builder, and here you can pass the instance of your current activity, that add notes dot this. Now here you can write ad dot show, so your dialog will be shown. Ad dot set message you can give, and that is notes added successfully. So whatever the notes you have given, that is added successfully over here. So you can give the message like this. Now I want to do what? That is the I want to give message, that is add dot set positive button, and the button is that is OK. So whenever user click on this button, I want to move to my main activity. So here you can write, that is intent I1 equal to new intent. You can pass the instance of current application context, and here you can write, that is main activity dot class. So I am right now in current context and I want to move into that is main activity. Then you can start your activity I1. You can save this and you can compile this. And whenever you run this, you will get the idea of what happens. See, I created the 4 value over here. Now I want to create one more. So whenever I click on plus, for example, I'm just writing that is PCS. What is the description? So you can say the description is, for example, Parag Shukla. Let me click on add. See, I will get the message not added successfully. Whenever I click on OK, it will move to my main activity and I will get the message that is PCS Parag Shukla. So how it is coming? Just because whenever you click on this not added successfully, whenever user click on OK, I'm just moving to main activity and main activity is sending the message over here. Now, I want to move ahead, and that is what? Whenever user long click on any card over here, this is the card, right? So whenever user long click on this card, I want to simply delete that particular card. Whenever user long click on this card, I want to delete that particular card. So how we can do this? So it is very simple. Whenever you want to delete the card, you can do what? You can just go to your main activity, and whenever user long click on this, I want to do this. It is known as a context menu. So this is my list view. So if you look carefully over here, then I covered the EditText button and TextView, ListView, SearchView, CardView. Option menu I covered, and that is this. This is the option menu, that is plus symbol. Now I'm moving towards the context menu. Custom layout and AlertDialog is also covered, right? So now I'm moving towards the context menu. So what is context menu? Whenever user long click over here, I want to give the option that is known as a context menu. So on which control user long click you want to give the message. So that is list view. So here you can write register for context menu and you can pass instance of your list view. So this list view is registered for, and that is you can say that is registered for context menu. I want to declare this list view as an instance variable. So I'm just cutting this statement, and here as an instance variable, I'm pasting over here that is list view LV. So using this instance, whenever user click on this, long click on this list view, I just register for the context menu. Now for context menu, you can write the method. So you can write here that is on create context menu. So whenever user long click on list view, what you want to do? So whenever user long click on list view, I want to create the context menu. So here in context menu, you can write menu dot set header title. And that is, I want to do the manipulation. And that is what? I want to update the record and I want to delete the record. So menu dot set header title, that is manipulation. Here you can write menu dot add. This is my group. So first value is the group. Second value is your ID, that is 101. And the third value, that is the order. And here you can write that is update. In the same group, I want to display a delete. But delete has the different ID and different order. So this is the order number 2. And this 102 is the ID you can say of delete. Now you can just save this and you can compile your code. So what happened? Whenever you run this, whenever user long click on this list view, see, you will get the message manipulation, update and delete. So whenever user click on update, I want to do the update. Whenever user click on delete, I want to do the delete. So how we can do this? It is very simple. You can implement the method, and that is on context item selected. So if the ID is 101, then I want to update. So I'm just passing here into switch case, that is item dot get item ID. If the case is 101, then I want to update. If the case is 102, then I want to delete. So here you can just write the toast, and the toast is what? That is, it is update. So I'm just simply testing this. I can write here toast, and that is text is, that is delete. Now you can save this and you can compile your code again. Now what is the difference? The difference is you can click on any item in the list view. I'm just long click on GSRTC and I'm clicking on update. I will get the message update over here. See, whenever I long click on any item and if I click on delete, I will get the message delete over here. So once you get the toast, now it is very easy to update the record and it is very easy to delete the record. So first I want to delete the record, and that is this option, that is number 102. So whenever user click on 102, it means whenever user click on delete, I want to write the code over here. So what is the code to delete? It is very simple. You can call the function db.delete. And which is the table name? Table name is my notes. What is the where clause condition? Underscore id equal to question mark. Now what is the value of underscore id? So this is available in my result set. What is result set? That is result set is the select star from my notes and it is bind with the adapter. So here you can write that rs dot get string of 0. So your value will be matched. But here we need the parameter that is string array. So here you can write new string array and inside this you can pass rs dot get string of 0. It will definitely delete my record, but I need to update my result set also. So I'm just writing here rs.requery and your result set will be updated. At the same time, I want to update my adapter also. So I'm just writing, clicking on adapter.notify data set change. So my data set will be also changed. You can just save this and you can compile your code and you will get the idea what happens. See what I did. It is very simple, the 3-line code. See, I want to delete this Java points. So I'm just long click over here and if I click on delete, it will be deleted. See, it is deleted. Suppose if I long click again on this PCS and if I click on delete, it will be deleted. See, the record is deleted. If I long click on this Java points and if I click on delete, the record will be deleted, right? If I long click again on this GSRTC and if I click on delete, the record will be deleted. If I long click on CSI and if I click on delete, then record will be empty. Now what? Suppose if you want to make some changes into table and suppose if you want to recreate your table and suppose if you think that, sir, I want the structure that as it was earlier. So how we can do this? This is the table that is create table my notes. It will be called only once. It will be called only once whenever your database is created. But in which situation this will be called again? So I want to call this on create again. It is very interesting. See, please see carefully why. Because in my previous any video, I had not given the demonstration of this. So this is wonderful thing. Please see carefully. This is the version number 2, right? So in version number 2, what we can do? Whenever user click on, see, version number 2, it means what? Version number 2 means this is the second version. Suppose if you run this particular code, then this will not be called. This on upgrade will be called. Now what we can do over here, in on upgrade, I can just create instance of DB. And here you can do db dot, that is execute SQL. And here you can write drop table my notes. So your table will be dropped from here. And once your table is dropped, now I want to call this on create again. So here you can simply call your on create and you can pass the instance of DB. Then what happened? Whenever you run this, you will get this to record again. So whenever you run this, you will get this to record again, and that to record is CSI and GSRTC. The rest records are deleted. It means that suppose if you want to recreate the structure, right? At that time, you can simply drop your table and you can recreate again using this. And that you can do using the on upgrade only. And that on upgrade will be called if and only if version is changed. If version is not changed, then it will not be called. Now, I want to make you not of what? For example, let me add here and the not is, for example, Java points. Now, here I want to make the notes that we cannot access non-static value inside static context. So in a static context, we cannot access the non-static value. So if I click on add, if I click on OK, then the record will be created over here. See, that is the Java point. Now I want to update this. So how we can do this? So for update, whenever user long click on this and whenever user click on update, I want to do the update instead of this toast update. So here you can just move to your main activity. I written the code for 101 toast here. Instead of this, now I want to create the new activity and I want to update the record. Why? Because I need to get the data first and then you can do this. So I'm just writing here, that is intent I1 equal to new intent. You can pass the current context and you can call the next activity. So what is your next activity? So I need to first create the activity. So I'm just right click on this new activity. Here you can click on empty activity. Here you can just pass the name of your app not activity, that is update notes activity, and you can click on finish. So whenever user click on this update notes activity, I just want to pass here the instance of that is update notes dot class, and here you can simply start the activity, and that is I1. But whenever user start the activity, I want to get some data, that is the ID, which ID is clicked, right? So here you can just pass what? That is I1 dot put extra, and here you can write the ID and you can pass your value, that is rs dot get string of 0. So your ID will be passed to next activity. Here in next activity, I want to get the ID. So how we can get the ID? It is very simple. If you want to get the ID over here, then you can use the function that is intent dot get string extra. So using the get string extra, you can get the value of this update notes. So how we can access this? Let me write here in a update notes. So I'm just writing here, that is string ID is equal to get indent dot get string extra, and here you can just pass your ID. So what I did nothing. See here in main activity, I just passed the ID and rs dot get string. I'm just getting the same ID over here, and let me toast the same so you people can get the better idea what I did. So I'm just printing the ID over here. So whenever user click on run this, and whenever you compile and run this, you will get the idea that what I did. See, whenever user long click on this list view, that is Java points, and if I click on update, then it will give the ID over here, that is it is third ID. If you long back, if you move back, and if you write here, that is if you click over here on CSI and update, then you will get the ID over here, that is 1. Right? It means that if you long click on GSRTC and if you click on update, then you will get the ID, that is 2. It means I can access the ID over here. Once I can access the ID, based on the ID, I can retrieve the data. So first I want to retrieve the data. So I'm just writing here in update not. I want to do the same thing that I did in an activity add notes. So what we can do here, it is very simple. You can just copy this. You can just copy this. And you can paste into your update notes. Instead of the button that is add, I want the button that is update. So you can paste over here. Now, what is the changes that is I need to change? That is, this is edit text number 3. This is edit text number 4. This is edit text number 3. This is edit text number 3. And this is edit text number 4. And this is button number 2, and instead of add, it must be update, and you can click on design. See here, I did what? Enter title, description, and update. So whenever user click on this update, I want to update the data, but I want the data into this edit text. So how we can do this? You can compile and check it is working fine or not. Instead of this blank, now I want the layout, my own layout. So it is very simple. See, if you long click on GSRTC and if you click on update, see here, this is my next screen. Now here I want the same value that whatever I click, and that is I want the GSRTC and Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation over here. So how we can access this? It is very simple. Here you can you can create an instance of SQLite database DB. You can create an instance of DB helper. You can create an instance of cursor, that is result set. So using result set we can get this, and you can create an instance of EditText1 and EditText2. Now I want to first initialize the E1 and E2. So I'm writing here E1 equal to find view by ID r.id.editText1. Here you can write r.id.editText number 2. So once these two are initialized, you can create the instance of, that is helper class. Helper class, that is helper is equal to new DB helper, and here you can write that is the current instance. So instance of helper class is created, instance of E1 E2 is created. Now you can create instance of DB, that is SQLite database. DB equal to helper dot get writable database. Why writable database? Because I want to read and write both. Now I can write here rs is equal to db.row query. Now you can write the query. Select star from my notes where underscore id equal to question mark. What is the value of underscore id? So that is the value provided by the user, and that is I am passing over here, and that I am getting from the previous activity. So I'm just writing here new string array, and you can pass the id. So this is a simple select statement. It will retrieve the value. Based on the value, if the record is found, if rs.move to next is possible, then we will set the data into our edit text. So if the record is available, for example, if the if I click on GSRTC, so if the record is available, then I want to set into event.set text. So here you can write that is what you want to get, rs.get string of. Now 0 will give me the ID, and 1 will give me the title, and 2 will give me the description. So here you can write e2.set text, that is get string of 0. Now you can compile this code and you will get the idea what I did. It is wonderful. See, if you look carefully here, whenever you long click on CSI and if you click on update, you will get the CSI value over here, but I'm not getting. What is the reason? Let me check. See, cursor rs, yes, it is correct. New string array, it is correct. Get application content, get intent dot get string extra. Using get string extra, I'm getting the ID, and even dot, yes, I need to make the changes here. That is edit text number 3 and edit text number 4. Now you can compile this code and you can run this. And whenever you run this, you will get the idea. Whenever you long click on CSI, and if you click on update, you will get the CSI and Computer Society of India over here. If you move back, and if you long click on GSRTC, and if you click on update, then you will get GSRTC and Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation over here. If you long click on Java points, and if you click on update, then you will get the Java points, and we cannot access the non-static value from the static context. The message will become over here. But I want to update the data. So how we can update the data? Whenever user click on the button, for example, whenever you click on this update, and if you make some changes over here, and whenever you click on update, I want to update the data, right? Then and then my insert, update, delete, all these things will be finished. So how we can do this? It is very simple, students. Whenever user, that is, for example, this is my color notes app update notes activity. Whenever user click on updates, I want to update the data. So how it is possible? So it is very simple. This is my update notes class. Here you can create an instance of button b1 equal to find view by id r.id. Now it is button number 2. It means whenever user click on, button number 2, I want to update the data. So you can write button 1 dot set on click listener, new on click listener. Now I want to create an instance of content values. So I'm writing here content values CV equal to new content values. Here you can put the value CV dot put. What is the value? That is the title, and that is the value available in EditText. So EditText, that is the one dot get text dot to string. So whatever you get into EditText, it will be set into title. Excuse me. Now you can just copy this. You can paste here. This is EditText number 2. This is my description. Now I want to update the data. So there is a one simple function to do this. And that function is known as a db.update. So what are the parameters? The parameter is, the first parameter is, that is the name of the table, that is my notes. Now what is the value? That is content values. In which situation you want to update the data? So here you can write the condition. So I want to update the data if underscore ID equal to the value that user has get the value. So new string array of ID. Now what is this ID? This ID is the value that I get the first time, and that is from the main activity. So user has passed the ID, that ID I get over here, and based on that ID I just updated the record. Now once record is updated successfully, I want to give the message that the record updated, that is the notes updated successfully. So you can just do the same thing that you did into add notes. You can just copy it and you can paste into update notes over here. Now instead of this add notes class, I need to write here update notes dot this. Instead of notes added successfully, you can write notes updated successfully. Where you are and where you want to go. I want to go in a main activity. So notes updated successfully, that message I want, and I want to move towards the main activity. Let me recompile so you people can get the better idea. So I'm just compiling this. Whenever you run this, whenever you long click over here and you click on update. Now it is JSRTC, Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation. I'm just updating it. It is by Government of Gujarat. And here I'm just making the changes into title also. That is JSRTC Gujarat, right? And if I click on update, it will give me a message, notes updated successfully. If you click on OK, you will get the message over here. See, JSRTC Gujarat. If you long click over here on CSI, and if you click on update, and if you pass here that the Computer Society of India having the 72 chapters, and each chapter is working very hard to provide the best knowledge in sense of computer. You can click on update and you will get the message that the update is successful. And see here, CSI, the notes is updated. So now what I did, whenever user click on add, I added the notes, update the notes, delete the notes. So if you look carefully over here, then what are the topic I covered? EditText button, TextView, it is covered. ListView, it is covered. CardView, it is covered. OptionMenu, ContextMenu, it is covered. CustomLayout, it is covered. AlertDialog, it is covered. Insert, update, delete, select, it is covered. Search, it is not covered. SearchView, it is not covered. So now I want to move towards the SearchView. It means whenever user click on this search, and whenever user click on this search and provide the value, I want to search that particular value. For example, if I'm writing computer, then I want the only text which contains the computer. I don't want the other text. So in short, I want to now move towards the search view. So if you want to move towards the search view, the wonderful thing is what? Search view is the inbuilt, you can say, control, and using that we can set the hint and all these things. For example, if I want to get the message here, that is the how many nodes are there. So search among, there are 3 nodes right now. So I just want the message that the search among 3 nodes. So let me start from that particular thing. So that you can do in a main activity. Here in a main activity, now I want to write the code for the searching that you can do after this your list view. So how we can do this? It is very simple. Here you can just get your search view, and here you can set the message that you can get the instance of search view. So here I'm just initializing the instance of search view. So I'm writing here search view sv equal to find a view by id r dot id dot search view. Now here you can write sv dot set iconified false, and here you can set the message sv dot set query hint. Now here you can write the message search among how many records you want to search, that you can get using the rs.getCount function. So result set dot search among this amount of records, this much records. So search among 5 records, that message I want in a search view. So if you recompile this and if you run this and if you check into this, then you will get the message that the search among 3 records. See here. Now I want to add the records so you people can get the better idea that I'm getting the 4th message over here or not. So I'm just adding the content, that is, for example, that is the, instead of CSI, now I want to write here that is the computer network. So this also having the same keyword, that is computer. Computer network is very useful for the many purpose. Let me click on add. Whenever you click on not added successfully, you will get the message here, computer network here. And if you look carefully here, then the search among 4 records is there. Now, if I write here computer, then I want to display only 2 records, that is CSI and computer network. I don't want these 2 records. Why? Because based on this searching keyword, I want to get the data. So I want to now write the query for the searching. So how we can do this? So it is very simple. You can write sv dot set on query text listener. Using query text listener, you can get the detail. So you can write here new search on query text listener. So whenever the query is a change, there is the on text change, I want to get the data. So if user write here computer, then it's okay. But if user simply press the backspace, then based on that, I want to retrieve the data, right? If I'm writing only C, then CSI should be there and GSRTC also should be there. Why? Because it contains the C, right? So if I press now backspace and if I'm not writing any character, then all the records should be there. So how we can do this? So it is very simple. On query text change, you can write the code. So here in on query text change, you can write if this is your string that user has given. So if you write here, if s dot equals blank, it means if the s dot equals is blank, then there is no records we want. So all the records we want, right? So here you can write rs is equal to db.row query, and here you can write the query that is select star from my nodes. And do you want to write a condition? No, I want to retrieve all. So I'm just writing here semicolon, and here you can write adapter dot change cursor, and that is rs. But what if user has written something, for example computer? So based on the computer I want to search. So here you can write that if rs not equal to blank, it means it is else case. If it is else, then what you want to do? Then my result set should be based on the query, and that is what rs is equal to db dot, that you can write the row query over here, and that row query will contain what? The simple query that you can write select star from my nodes where title like question mark. And I want to write that or description like question mark. It means the title can be, if my content is matched with the title or if my content match with the description, then I want to search this. That's it. So what is this question mark? The question mark is the value that user has provided. Now, if you are aware about the SQL, then whenever you want to search a value, then you can write the query like this: select star from table where column name like, and you can write percentage, whatever your value. For example, computer percentage. So what it will do? It will simply search the keyword that is computer into your column, and whatever you provide before computer and whatever you have the after computer, it doesn't make any difference. But if computer is there, then I want to search this. So I can write the same thing over here. How? You can write the condition over here, and you can write that the first question mark value that you can provide into string array. So you can write new string array. Here in the string array, you can pass the value. And the first value is what? That is percentage plus the string that user has given, that is the computer, for example. So percentage computer percentage. That is the first string. What is the second string? The same string, percentage plus s plus percentage. So if this string is matched in the title or description, I want to retrieve the data. And based on that, I just want to change the cursor. So I'm just writing here, change cursor rs. So you can say that this is your searching and using the search view. So if you run this, now it's a wonderful thing. If you look carefully, then I covered almost all the concepts. See here, search among 4 records. Let me write here that is computer. See, there are only 2 records available over here. That is the CSI and computer network. Let me write here CSI. Then there is only 1 record, that is CSI. But if I press move, if I press backspace, then it will retrieve the records which contains the keyword C. Suppose if I am writing G, then only 2 keywords contain the G keyword. That is the G letter. That is the GSRTC Gujarat, and in CSI, there is a G keyword available in the knowledge over here, right? But if you provide here, that is, for example, Parag, then there are no matching available. If you are providing here CSI, then there are only 1 record. If you provide here computer, then 2 records. And if you provide here network, then only 1 record is there. So this is a simple searching. I did the add, update, delete, search, and all these things. If you long click over here, then you can update also and you can delete also. This is context menu. This is your option menu. This is CardView. This is SearchView. Now I want to move towards, I want to make these knots as a color knot. So before moving towards this color knots, I just want to check, is I covered all the topics that I mentioned over here? Yes. See, look, if you look carefully, see, I covered EditText. Yes. I covered the button. Yes. I covered the text view. Yes. I covered the list view. Yes. I covered the search view. Yes. So I covered almost all the topics, not almost all the topics that I mentioned here. That is the list view, search view, card view, option menu, context menu, custom layout, alert dialog, SQLite database, that is insert, update, delete, select, and search. Now, let me move ahead. And that if user long click over here and you click on the color, it means again I want to add the menu over here, and that is the sub menu, and that is using the context menu. So we can write the code inside our create context menu. So how we can do this? It is very simple. Here you can write that is sub menu. S menu is equal to menu dot add sub menu, and the sub menu is color. Now if you save this and if you compile and run this, and if you long click on this list view, then you will get the menu that is color. See here. But if you click on color, it will not do anything. I want to select the color, that is the red, green, blue, yellow, like this. So we need to add the menu inside menu. that is inside submenu. So you can write submenu.add. Now this is my group number 2, which has the unique ID, for example, 201, and the color is, for example, yellow. And let me copy this. Yes, this is the order of this is 1. Let me copy this and paste over here. So how many colors you want to set? I want to set the yellow. I want to set the white. I want to set the light gray. I want to set the color that is, for example, magenta. And the unique ID, that is 201, 202, 203, and 204. And what is the order? That is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, see, if the case is match with the 201, then I want to set the color yellow. So how we can do this? So it is very simple. If case is 201, right, then how we can set the color? So if you want to set the color, that you can set using the list view. So you can write here ListView dot get child at, for example, index 1 dot set background color, and if I set that the color dot yellow, so what happens, students? If you look carefully, then it is a static index, and that is 1. So if you long click on any value, then your color will be set inside the 1 index, and that is in a GSRTC. Suppose if I long click on a computer network, and if I set that the color is yellow, then it will make the effect into GSRTC. Sorry, the effect into this Java points. Yes. Why? Because it is taking the index, and based on the index, I'm setting the value. So how we can do this? All these things. It means if I long click on this GSRTC, and if I click on color that is yellow, then I want to set the color, respective color into that particular index. So you can get that which list view index is selected, that you can get using the IDX is equal to, if I'm writing rs.getString of 0, then this getString is returning me 0 value. So I'm just writing here toast.makeText. I'm creating here new toast. Here I'm just printing the value, that is rs.getString of 0. If you look carefully over here, let me put comment into this yellow, so you will get the better idea. If you get the ID, suppose if you long click over here, and if you click on the color yellow, then you will get the ID 1 over here. It means it is a 1, right? That is the auto increment value 1. Suppose if you write here, if you click over here, and if you click on white, then it doesn't make any difference. But if you long click on Java point, and if you click on color that is yellow, then you will get the value 3. It means it's a simple auto increment value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. And I need the index over here. So how we can get the index? It is very simple. You can write here integer index is equal to rs.getString of 0. So it is your ID, that is the auto increment value. You can convert this into integer. So you can write here integer dot parseInt, and your string will be converted into integer. So what happened in this case? If you pass here index, that is IDX, then what happened? If I click on, that is the second index, that is the second value. See, let me run this, so you will get the better idea. If I click on CSI, and if I long press on CSI, and if I click on update, not update, let me move back. If I long click on CSI and color that is yellow, then the yellow color is assigned to GSRTC. Why? Because this index value is starting from 0, and this rs.getString is an auto increment which starts from 1. So we need to do what? This value -1. If you do this, then this 1 - 1. So if you long click on CSI, then your CSI color will be changed, and that will be yellow. So if you long click over here on the CSI, and if you set the color and that is, for example, color is yellow, then it will be yellow. Suppose if you long click on JSRTC and if you click on the color that is, for example, yellow, then it will be yellow. But I don't want to set only one color. I want to set the 4 color, and that is yellow, white, gray, and magenta. So now you can just paste this 4 times. This is 201, 202, 203, 204. This is my index variable. Once it is declared, no need to declare again. So you can simply remove this int. Now, if user click on 202, then I want to set the color, and that is color white. If user click on index number 3, then I want to set the color, and that is light.
Hello, Parag, sir.
Yes, sir. Hardly
Parag,
5 minutes. Hardly 5 minutes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I think I'm not audible your voice. That's why I was asking. Okay. Continue.
Am I audible, students?
Yes. Now audible.
Yes, sir, you were audible throughout. Not an issue. I think some issue would be there from their network.
Okay. Thank you very much. Maximum 5 to 7 minutes it is required. Maximum. Once I set the color, my session will be finished. Color dot, you can set the color, that is magenta. Now, once your color magenta is set into 204, now you can compile your application again. Now, what I want to do? I want to set the different colors. There are 4 records. Yes, there are 4 records. If you long click on CSI and if you click on color that is yellow, then this will be yellow. If you long click on GSRTC and if you say that the color is, for example, magenta, then the color will be magenta. And if you long click over here on the computer network and if you set that the color is, for example, that is gray, then it will be gray. And if you long click over here and if you say that the color is white, then it is white. So this is a simple notes app. I can store my own notes. I can create my own notes. It will be visible to me only. Why? Because I'm using the SQLite database, and SQLite database is the wonderful. Why? Because it is a private to me only. So nobody can access my private database other than me. That is the wonderful thing. If you are looking carefully into your phone context, then your phone context is stored in a SQLite database. Why? Because it is visible to you only in your mobile only. If you share it with the Gmail and all these things, then it will be public. But by default, it is with you only. That is, you can say it is private to you only. And all these notes is visible to me only. I can provide the that is password protection, login, and all those things also. That will be beneficial for me. And even if I change the color, then I can access the important note easily whenever it is required. So I covered which topics. If you look carefully, then is EditText and button is covered? Yes, EditText and button is covered. If you click on plus, then you will get the EditText and button. Is TextView, ListView, SearchView, CardView covered? Yes, SearchView is covered here. CardView is covered here. If you search for computer, then you will get the computer data only. If you search for the CSI, then you will get the CSI data only. If you search for the network, then you will get the network data only. If you search for the Java, then you will get the Java data only. So based on your input, you can search the data. That is the search view, card view. This is the card view. Option menu and context menu. If you long click over here and you get the menu, that is context menu. And this is your option menu. This layout is the custom, that is custom layout. Whenever we inserted the record, I just given the alert that the record, that is the notes adds successfully. That is the alert dialog. And we did insert, update, delete, select, and search. So that's it from my side. Now I'm ready to take the questions. Thank you very much. Yes, Aswin sir, it is all from my side.
Yes, sir.
If anybody having the question, then they are free to ask.
Yes, dear participants, if you have any questions, you can type your question in a chat. Chat window is open. Now, all participants are requested to type your query, questions in a chat. Sir, one question from
Yes.
Ayush. Which language is used to make mobile application?
In mobile application, there are so many languages are there. See, if you first you need to just check that which mobile operating system you want to use the language, right? Suppose if you are using the Android, then there are two languages. One is Java and another one is the Kotlin. Suppose if you are using the iPhone, then for that you need to learn the Swift, right? So for different mobile operating system, different language is there. But for the Android, there are two languages. One is the Java and another is the Kotlin. Yes. Any more questions, sir?
Yes, sir. One question from Nirav. How quickly your PC able to load emulator?
Just because my configuration, if you want to note down, then my computer configuration, I just purchased this computer system to demonstrate to use this Android system. My computer system configuration is i7 9th generation. That is my i7. That is the computer. There is 16 GB RAM is installed and with the SSD. So you can consider it as a mini server, right? And I purchased this in a before 3 years. So before 3 years, it was the latest configuration, and that is the reason why I'm able to do all these things easily. Yes.
Okay. Another question. What if I want to change color in CardView, not the ListView?
It is very simple. The CardView color is I already demonstrated over here. See, if you click over here, that is on my layout. See, this is the color of CardView. That is the card background color. And here you can click on and you can choose the color that whatever you want to set to your card. So your card background color will be changed. Yes. Any more question? Any more questions, sir?
Yes, sir. Just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we can make any type of software in the Android Studio. Deep again.
It means, sir, I'm not getting the question.
Yeah, again, I think the question is not complete. Again, let me take another question. Kotlin is better for developing Android app
Yes,
or
yes.
Java?
Yes. Why? Because let me explain these things. There are 5 reasons why the Kotlin is become the official programming language of Android development. The first is it is 100% interoperable with the Java. So whatever you do with the Java, that is available in the Kotlin. But whatever available in the Kotlin, that is you cannot do with the Java, right? So vice versa is not possible. One thing. Second, null safety is there in the Kotlin. Performance is very high, and the great support for the IDEs. It is compact and concise, and one of the best is it is designed by the Google itself. So what happened? This Java is the product of Oracle, right? Earlier Eclipse was there, so that was the IDE. Then after Google has launched the Android Studio, and then after they stopped the support of the Eclipse, and then they support only Android Studio. And after sometimes might be a chance, but Java is you can say most stable language. So there are 2 languages you can use, but Kotlin is the best, definitely. There is no doubt at all.
One more question from Akash. What is exactly context in Android apps and its scope? And how will multiple threads affect the mobile CPU?
It is very simple. See, if I am right now available in the main activity, then my context is main activity. If I am available in the add nodes, then my context is add nodes. Context means where actually you are. Suppose if your one activity contains the 5 fragments, so in each fragment you can get the context. So for which context you are talking about, that is what the context is. So for which points you are talking about, for which activity you are talking about, for which fragment you are talking about, that what the context is. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, you can set the text style. See here, text style is given here. You can set bold, italic, and normal, all these things. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any more questions, sir?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, one question from Aziz Chopdawala. Sir, can we link the AI and penetrating testing to our app?
Yes, definitely. All these things are linked up easily. If you have data, then you can do anything. Data will play the important role in this. Yes. Yes, sir.
How will multiple threads affect the mobile CPU, its limit?
Sir, multiple thread, if you make the more and more threads, then and then it will make the difference. Otherwise, simple 2-3 threads doesn't make any difference.
Yes. Another question is Java versus Kotlin. What is the first language for apps development?
First, if you are a beginner, then I recommend Java. Why? Because Java is mostly available in all the syllabus of BCA, MCA, MSCIT, and all this syllabus. Java is always there. But Kotlin is not available in all the syllabus. So if you are a beginner, then I recommend that go with the Android with the Java and then choose the Kotlin. It will be easy for you. But if you choose directly Kotlin, then it will not be easy for you to come back into Java with the Android. So ultimately is the Java with the Android. First do this and then move to in Kotlin. It will be easy for you. It is like what? Drive first cycle and then go into the bike. Directly don't go into the bike. Yes, definitely bike is good option. But don't go into the bike directly. First start with the cycle and then go into the bike. Yes, we can combine the Python with the Android Studio. Easily we can do this. We can combine the any language you can combine with this. Even you can use the Flutter project you can create inside the Android Studio also. Yes. Any questions, sir? Any more?
Yes, sir. Now almost we are at the end of session. And
hope this session is liked to all the students.
Yeah, so before we conclude the session, now I would like to request Professor Radha Rawal ma'am to for the vote of thanks. Radha ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Now after vote of thanks, we will have one group photo. Then we'll send the link for a feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, Radha ma'am.
Good afternoon, all of you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. I would like to thank our expert, Dr. Parag Shukla, sir, on behalf of Computer Society of India, Chapter Rajkot. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your valuable knowledge with us. And it was a great session. And I would like to mention special thank to our participant to sparing this time with us. And same kind of knowledge forum session will continue, and we will share the information regularly. And feedback link already shared in a chat box, and you all will get your certificate within the week. Once again, thank you very much, Parag sir. And I would also like to thank our Dean, Dr. R. Sridharan, for encouraging us to conduct this kind of knowledge forum session. And in the future, we'll also conduct this kind of session. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, madam. Madam, I want to say something. One student asked that, sir, can we get the video of this? Yes, you will get the video of this on my channel. That is this youtube.com Dr. Parag Shukla. At this channel, you will get this particular video, and you will get the lots of other video on Android also. I posted more than 80-90 videos on Android especially, and the most of the videos are on Kotlin. So you will be able to find it my channel, this channel. Yes.
Thank you, Radha ma'am, for vote of thanks. And now I request to all the participant, please, on your video, we will have one common virtual photo, right? So, Parag sir, can you just stop the sharing? And I have sent the feedback link also in a chat, and it will be activated within a few minutes, right? But I request to all the participants, unmute your on your video so we can capture a photo. I request all participants.
Sir,
I request to all participants.
actually, in this webinar mode, I think they won't be able to start their video. They can talk if we are.
Okay.
So that is the thing.
Yes. Okay. So, finally, before we conclude the session, once again, on behalf of Computer Society of India, I heartily thanks to the Parag sir for your wonderful session with the practical demo. And also thanks to all the participants. And I'm very happy to share this one information that in this session, we received more than 750 registration, and we have to stop the registration at one point of time. And now also be ready for the upcoming technical sessions under the CSI Rajkot chapter. So, and also expect the same kind of participation from all of you. So thank you very much. And the feedback link is open for next 1 hour. All are requested to fill up the feedback form properly, and you will get the certificate within a week by mail. So once again, thank you, and thank you to all my colleagues, Radha ma'am, Angel ma'am especially, for managing this technical and all other faculty members who have directly or indirectly support to make this session successful. And thanks to our respected Dean sir, who always encourage us to arrange this kind of session for knowledge forum session. You can say knowledge sharing session. So it also fills the gap between this industry and academic, right? And we also update with the knowledge in the industry level. So thank you all of you. Thank you, Parag sir.
Thank you. My pleasure, sir. My pleasure.
Thank you all.